This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, Arpita. Okay, before beginning today's class, Suresh, I just joined you. I saw you join. Are you a new joinee to the class? Hey, Suresh, are you there? Okay, fine. Seems like he just left the call. He has some issues, maybe. Okay, let's start today's call. So before starting, Harpita, do you have any questions regarding yesterday's class?
Yeah, one question, Banu. So the data source setting, so it worked for me fine. Just one thing, there was one option I was getting, export PBIDs. So what is the
Yes.
function? I forgot actually. Export PBIDs. Did we discuss yesterday this one?
No, we didn't discuss. We will be discussing in the coming
Oh,
sessions.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, hi, Suresh. Am I audible to you? Okay, Suresh, in case if I'm not audible, if you're not able to speak out, please ping on the chat window so that we will check accordingly. And if you're new to the class, I'm just giving you an heads up. This is like around the fourth or fifth class which we are going on. And we started with the introduction and we finished almost covered all the basic topics in Power BI. We walked through the what are the tools we require for this coming session in order to install, what are the application we wanted to be installed. So that installation session has also been completed. And now what we are going through is currently we saw the features, what are the important storage modes in Power BI, and now we are looking into the Power Query. So Power Query, this is the second session today where we are looking into the each and every options menu under the Power Query, and we are working out with an example. Okay, so let's start for today's session. Let me share my screen. Okay. Okay, so we saw yesterday still until these menu close and apply new source, recent sources, enter data source
Right.
settings, then management parameters we didn't see, but we will be seeing in the coming sessions. Then refresh, how does the refresh preview works, then properties, advanced editor for the M language, then manage. So
Right.
we saw until here. So from now we just move forward from here. So next concept what we have is choose column. Okay, so what is choose column? By the name, what does it make sense? Like choose columns means what does it might be? Any rough idea?
Choose column means in a table. This is my idea. So in a table, if we want to work with some specific column, so in that case, we will use that choose column.
Yes, that is correct. But what happens after we choosing? How does Power Query reacts? Okay, so that we will be seeing it. Okay, hey Rohit, I just saw you arrived. Okay, we just started today's session. So yesterday, even you were there. So we completed still manage menu. So we starting today from here, choose columns, and we'll be seeing other functionalities and transform functionalities in the Power Query editor. Okay. So yeah, if you have any questions, please ping. Like you can just drop a text on the chat window, or you can unmute and ask me. Okay, so going forward, choose columns. What does it under the manage columns? We have choose columns. What is choose columns? So the choose columns, if you click on choose columns, right, you'll have two options. One is choose columns, one more is go to column. So there is a difference between these two options. Okay, it's not same. Choose column is different and go to column is different. So what does the choose columns do is like it allows us to, when I click on choose column, right, it will allow us to keep whatever columns I'm choosing. Okay, if I suppose this is by default everything is selected right now for this customer table. Suppose if I take out whatever column I choose, for example, I want customer key, I want first name, last name, then I want birth date, marital status, gender, email address, and yearly income. For me, this is enough. Rest is fine for me. I don't need. Okay, whatever I wanted, I have just chosen it now. So if like after my selections, if I give okay, what happens is like whatever I have choose, right? Only those columns it will be appearing, and others it will automatically remove it. It will not be there. So for example, why this concept came up is, right, choose columns is, for example, you would have heard that this is one of the most important interview question. So they might ask, how do you perform optimizations? Give me the performance optimization example. How do you do it in Power BI? Okay, this is one of the way, or this is one of the method we follow for the performance optimization. This is like one of the bullet point where we go and check. Okay, what is happening is this choose columns. Here we are not importing, or we are not using the entire columns from the list whatever we have. Okay, for example, now if you say this, if you take this English education, Spanish education, French education, this and all, it's not required for us to show about the customer. Like it might be just a directory, or a information piece of information about each customer on the customer table. But for us, what it could give a insight in terms of business, what could it give a insight? So this is not required for us. So what do we do is like, we the unwanted columns, the unused columns would be removing. So this removing process is called for the columns. We are doing it for the columns, right? So we are selecting one column, and then we are doing this operations. Okay, for the dim customer table, we are doing it for the columns. These are the columns. What we have is like, what 30 columns we have. For all the 30 columns, we are removing it. So this choosing the columns, or this removing the columns operation is called as performance optimization. And for especially we are doing it for the column, it's called vertical filtering. Okay, it's called vertical filtering. And just let me put into the notes here. So it's called
Vertical.
filtering.
Okay.
Yeah. Performance optimization. So the first we saw is vertical filtering.
Okay.
Okay, it acts for the removing columns. What is vertical filtering means? It's removing columns. Okay, so this is the yeah, so this is the point. For example, yeah, let me go now back to the Power BI desktop. If I see here, I have chosen only customer key, first name, last name. So others, I'm like, I don't want now. I don't want to view in my current view. I don't want to see any other columns right now except for these, whichever I have selected. So what happens if I give OK? So once if I give OK, you can see there is one step added towards right side in the applied steps, remove
Mm.
other column. Okay, and if you see, I have all just the columns which I selected. Customer key, first name, last name, birth date, marital status, gender, email address, and yearly income is the last one which I selected. Okay, so the others, apart from the columns which we selected, the others will be removed by default. Okay, and this process is called vertical filtering. Okay,
Okay.
and it is very useful for the performance optimization. Okay, so now for example, you would be doing it in future. Suppose this the view is ready now, you'll be start building the report based on this. Suppose in future, you would feel like you wanted one more column to be added.
Mm.
You say that I wanted, maybe the phone number is missing now, I want the phone number or the address to be added now. So how do you go and add it? Okay, so you have two ways again. The first way is like the applied steps, where you have this applied steps, right? You have this
Yeah.
gear icon or this settings icon. Just click on this. Okay, the choose menu will pop up again. Then you can just select what column you wanted again. So I wanted phone, I'll just select phone and give OK.
Okay.
Okay, so if I go towards my right, I have phone now. Okay, similar way you can also go and do it if you wanted to, for example, if you wanted to add it from the advanced editor, that is mquery. Okay, so I'll just click on advanced editor. Once I open advanced editor, you can see the steps got added. So how does the removed columns looks, the step looks here? See, this is the syntax. It says that from the table these are the columns are selected and it is added, so the rest is removed. So customer key I have, first name I have, last name I have, birth date, marital status, yearly income, phone I have. Now I
Oh,
wanted to add one more. So maybe I have key. Now I have a just for a example purpose, I have a key. I'll just enter it in the same way. Okay, I'll just enter it in the same way like a key and give
mm,
done.
okay.
Okay, so if I go towards my right side, I have key.
Mm,
So this is the way you can apply the columns which you wanted to be involved in the view, or what like what type of columns or what are the columns you wanted to choose it, and rest you can remove it. Okay,
mm,
yeah. So this is all about choose columns. Next, the concept is I'll just remove this. Okay, so the next column what we have is go to column. Okay, what is
mm,
go to column? Go to column is nothing but it moves or navigate to the particular column. Okay, so why it navigates, why do we want to navigate, why can't we just scroll it like this and search like this? Okay, but now maybe we have just 30 columns, 32 columns, we can just scroll like a little slowly, and we can just find out it out, and we can go and perform the operations. But what if there are in a table where it has like more than 50, 70 columns, 100 columns? So keep on searching the columns is not easy, right? Keep on
mm,
searching the columns is not easy, and you cannot do that for all the tables. Okay, so at that time, go to navigator, it's kind of a go to column is kind of a search functionality which gives us, we can search which column we wanted. For example, we have phone, right? I'll just search phone. So I have phone now, and if I click on this and give okay, it redirects to me to the phone column, and it highlights me saying that the phone column is located in at towards right side of your table like this. Okay, then
oh,
we can go and to perform this operation. Okay,
okay.
and one thing, if you notice here, there is no steps applied towards my
Mm,
right side. When we did choose columns, you saw one step got applied. When I clicked on go to columns, there is no steps applied.
mm.
Have any idea why it didn't apply?
Is this because we just navigated for that?
Yes, absolutely. Because we just navigated and we didn't perform any transformation.
Right.
So the steps would be applying, or the steps would be documented or recorded only when we do a small changes or when we do any transformations. Okay. Here we
Mm,
didn't do any transformation or we didn't do any changes. We just went or we just navigated. Okay. So that is
mm,
why the steps has not been recorded. So go to column is like a finder, just go find my columns where it is on which location and highlight me, so that I'll go and perform my operations. Okay, so that
okay.
is all about go to column. So next one we have is a remove columns. Okay, remove columns, as the name suggests, we have two types. A remove is nothing but a deleting of columns, where we have it will remove the columns from the selected table. So we have
Mm,
remove columns and we have remove other columns, but it
mm,
is not the same. It has a slight difference. What is remove columns and what is remove other columns? So remove
mm,
columns means whatever columns we want to select, and it will definitely remove those columns. Okay, for example, now let's say in my this one I have title. Okay, I'll just select title. And if you wanted to do the multi select, okay, suppose if you wanted to remove more than one column together, okay, you can use the control key. So I'm pressing on control key and clicking on middle name. Okay, so you can see
mm,
both is selected now. So I want to remove this both of the columns from the dim customer table. So what do I do? I'll just go click on remove columns, and I'll select I'll do the first selection, what columns I want to remove. and I'll click on remove columns and click choose the remove columns option. Okay, so now you can see I don't have the title, and I don't have the middle name. Okay, and the removed column steps has been applied here, and I can just, if I wanted to see whether it has been removed or no, I can just go quickly on the advanced editor for the M query, and I can check. So you can see that removed columns has been removed, that is title and middle name. Okay, so now this is about the removed columns. What happens, for example, what will happen, remove other columns. Okay, remove other columns, what will happen is like whatever columns you wanted, it will keep you and it will remove the other columns. Okay, for example, I'll select customer key, I'll select geography key. Okay, customer key, no, I don't want geography key, I'll just select customer key. Then I want first name, then last name, and the birth date, gender. This is enough as of now for me. Okay, this is my example, and this is my example. So what I do is, like, after doing the selection, just go to the option remove columns and click on remove other columns. Okay, so when I click on remove other columns, apart from the selection, apart from whatever we selected, the others are removed. So you can see I have only customer key, gender, birth date, last name, and first name, and other columns has been removed directly from the my view, from my dim customer table.
Right.
Okay, yeah. So this is about the remove columns and remove other columns functionality in Power Query. Okay. And again, if you wanted, you can just click on it, you will have this option here, and you can choose whichever you wanted, and you can directly navigate it from there. And you can suppose if you wanted to add or remove it again from anything, if you wanted from the column, just click on the gear icon, that is settings icon, and choose it from here. Or you can also go to the advanced editor and do the required changes. Okay, so next option we have is keep rows. What does this keep rows? So this, if you see, right, if you see this heading, it says reduce rows. Okay, reduce rows is nothing but it's like removing rows. So this is columns, correct? In a table, we have, these are the columns and these are the rows. So if you see, we have currently like 5 columns and 99 plus rows. So we have, I mean, plus rows means it has more than like more than 1,000 rows. Okay, so what happens here? So remove rows is nothing but remove rows is nothing but um, yeah, remove rows is, just a minute. Yeah. So remove rows is nothing but, sorry, we were talking about reduce rows. So reduce rows is nothing but it reduces the number of rows from the given table. So this is also an activity for the performance optimization. But in real case, I'm talking about the real project, we never perform this operations. Okay, we will never perform this keep rows or remove rows or this reduce rows column, the functionality what you're seeing, we will not be performing in real life, in the real projects, when we are onboarded to real projects. Because removing rows is something like deleting the data. We will never delete the data, right? Data is very important, and we never know what kind of data should be deleted, or what kind of data should be removed, or rows should be removed. So if we wanted to any remove, if you any removal should happen, or any deleting of the row should happen, then it should happen at the source end itself. We will not be performing these operation in the real time scenario. But there is a functionality in case, like for example, if you're working on any POCs like a sample reports, then you can give a try about it and you can check. But in real time, this functionalities will not be used, and we will not delete any of the data or rows from the table. Okay, and this is also comes under the performance optimization. And what you saw in choose columns, where we were choosing a column and we were removing it, so it's called vertical filtering. Now we will be let's do the demonstration on filtering of the rows or deleting of the rows. So this concept is called horizontal filtering. Okay, this concept is called horizontal filtering. So this is called removing rows.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see the options. What do we have under the removing rows? Okay, so under keep rows, we have under keep rows, we have like keep top rows, keep bottom rows, keep range of rows, keep duplicates, and keep errors. Okay, so what does happens when we click on keep top rows? Keep top rows means what it will do is like by the sequence, it doesn't have any condition or it doesn't have any criteria. Okay, just based on the number of rows or this rows id or the sequence id, it just randomly keep that rows and take out the other I mean it removes the other rows. For example, just notice, I'll just keep the first five. Okay, so the first frame from 110000 to 11104 I wanted. Okay, I'll just keep first five number of rows. So what will happen, I just clicked on keep top rows functionality and I'm entering first five. So if you see, I just get the first five rows. Okay, and the rest has been gone. So this is the records, which is like it's not the top five means it's not based on the any other criteria or like maybe the top five sales or not, nothing like that. It's based on the sequence id. So it just take the row id. So the first five id will be the first five records will be seen and others will be taken. So suppose if you wanted to enter it again, just click on the gear icon and change the edit the number in similar way. Okay, that is about the keep top rows. Bottom rows is the other way. So what we have at the end, right? Bottom rows we don't know. We just here have like around how many rows? 1,000 plus rows only is visible here. Like 1,999 rows only is visible here. Okay, so we doesn't know what is the exact last value. So suppose if you wanted to know what is the exact last value in that way, so what you can do is like choose the option keep rows, keep bottom rows, and just enter the last five rows. Okay, so you can see this is the last five rows. So the customer key is up to 29483. What we have seeing is okay. So until 83 we have the customer key, and these are the last records. Okay, so this is about the keep last rows. Yep. Okay, and the same steps will be once you be doing the steps, right, it will be adding on to the applied steps, and you can also do it check on the advanced editor like how does it look or if you want to edit anything. So similarly we have like keep range of rows. Range of rows is something about if you have any range. It's not just five rows. It's now as of now it was depending on the sequentials and it was depending on the row numbers, right? Now if you have any range like first range or anything, so suppose if I wanted to keep it from three, that is first row is my three and number of rows after three, how many rows you wanted. So I after three I wanted like four rows. Okay, if I click on this my range, so what will happen here? See, after three, four rows I said. So from three it is counted three, four, five, six. So still until sixth row I got my ID. I mean I got my data here. Okay, so this can be again edited. Just go and edit it. So suppose if I wanted, if I say I wanted until 10, so I'll get until 10. Okay, from 3 my starting point is 3. If you see I'll just take out, you can just look I'll remove the steps so that you can see 11082 is the starting one. So if I remove the sequential will be from this would be under the third row. So if I remove this, so you can see this is under the third row 1102. So from here it started because I gave my starting point as 3. Okay, so that is about the range. Next, we have keep duplicates and keep errors. Okay, keep duplicates is nothing but For example, you will have many, this is a common key, but if you suppose, if you take, let's consider this column, which column it is, okay, marital status. Just let's consider this status. Okay, there would be some duplicates here, and it is required, because duplicates is why, because it is according to the customer key wise, according to each customer, and it is according to each customer ID, customer name, the marital status is being shown here. Okay, so we cannot say actually duplicate, but when you consider for a column, yes, it is duplicate, because many times MSSS and all, it's repeating. But when you consider around the table view, it's not duplicate. Okay, so this scenario we will be using it, suppose very rarely we will be using like keep duplicates and all. So if you wanted to keep any duplicates, you can just keep duplicates. That is the like, if you don't want to remove it, and if you just wanted to keep those duplicates, and it is, if you wanted to look into any other views, at that time you can use this option. Okay, but as I said, in real world we will not be using this much. In like in the projects, in the live projects and all, we will not be using this much. In both of the concept will not be used in anywhere much. It's just for the sample where we will be using it, like a when we are building a sample reports or kind of a POCs, then we can give a try on this. Okay, and next is keep errors. Keep errors is nothing but, suppose when you load the data. Okay, now we just loaded from the adventurous BAK file, and all the data is like it's almost what you say, it's almost optimized and it is clean. Okay, but in real time data, right, there will be like errors coming in the coming in the data when we are importing. Why the errors comes is like, for example, data mismatch. So I would be keeping, okay, let me consider this geography key or customer key. Let's take customer key. My data type it is showing is customer key, all the numbers, but my data would have been entered, instead of numbers there would be some alphabet, or alphabet also included. So it would have been started like AW11003, something like that, in the same row. So the Power BI gets confused. My data type is what you have given is number, and the data what you have entered is also number, but in between why this AW alphabetic came. Okay, that means it is something wrong, so it will give you error, it will show you error. Okay, so at that time you have to go and fix it on the source end, or you have to fix it, you have to replace the values here. Okay, or what you can do is, one thing is like, it's better to fix it always on the source end. Okay, because we never know, like customer key and all, right, it has to be formally it has to be same, it has to be unique. Okay, the same format should be followed. So usually we ask the backend people, whoever providing us the data, right, we will ask them to give it in a proper format. Okay, in suppose case, you know that there is an error, but you have already in told the concerned data source team to, in order to do it, but you wanted to do the optimization, or if you still wanted to do the reporting development, for time being you can keep the rows. For example, you can just select the column which you wanted, select keep rows, and select the keep errors. So that means it shows keep only rows containing errors in the current selected column. So if you wanted to find out what kind of errors we have, like how many rows of errors we have, what are the number of rows it got affected. So as of now I don't think we have any errors here to demonstrate, but yeah, if you wanted to see what are the different errors available, what are the total number of errors available for that columns, you can just select and select the keep errors. So only those keep errors will be there, and other columns will be removed, and so that you can take a screenshot of that, and you can just give to your respective database team, in order to tell them like, there is errors, please check on these columns and these rows, so that they will work accordingly, and you can do the validations later once they have done. So this is how this keep errors concept comes into place. Okay, So next concept we have is remove rows. Okay. Similarly, what we have like keep rows. Keep rows, what it did, like whatever the numbers we enter or whatever the values we enter, so those rows were kept and others were removed. So here remove top rows, what we do is like whatever the value we enter, so it will take as an input and that rows will be removed and others will be kept. The either opposite way it works. Okay. So for example, here we have I just wanted to remove the first five. So you can see from 111002 111004, I don't want. So I just click on remove top rows and I'll click 5. It is the same way, it works in the same way, we have to enter the values. So once I click on it, so from 04, I don't want, I said. So if you see, it is starting from 111005. Okay, the first five rows has been deleted or been removed. Okay, so similarly we have removed the bottom rows. Same concept where you enter the number of rows and you wanted to delete the at the end of the rows. Okay, and similarly you have remove alternate rows. That is alternate rows, nothing but it's one after one. Okay, alternate rows, you can the first row to remove, which you have to enter your first row as an first row, this one, enter your first starting position. Okay, then number of rows you wanted to remove, that is like a sequence. So number of rows you wanted to remove in the sense like if you wanted to remove either two or either three, or if you wanted to remove the 5 10, you can just enter. Okay, and number of rows to keep, so how many rows you wanted to keep, so you can enter this and you can have the functionality seen. Okay, next is a similar way we have remove duplicates. So remove duplicates, here we saw keep duplicates. So usually we don't perform keep duplicates in much, just that if you wanted to do any validation we will check on it. Remove duplicates or remove blank errors or remove errors is the three operations which we would be performing. Okay, so remove duplicate in the sense, suppose as I said, I don't think we have any duplicates there. Let me just click on it here and see. So suppose we have a remove duplicates, right? It says that it is like I've selected the middle name and I will just click on remove duplicates. So what has happened? You can see it said that it has been removed. Did you notice how it got removed? And the number of rows also got reduced. For example, see, you got your 45 rows. I'll just remove it again. Okay, now we have 999 plus rows. Okay, and you can see I have I have G is okay, CC is repeated, MM is repeated, right? Again C is repeated, again G is repeated, M is repeated. So what happens when I click on middle name and I click on remove rows, and if I click on remove duplicates, okay, there were so many duplicates in the rows. Definitely because middle name, of course, when you consider from the table perspective, it is not a duplicate, but when you consider the column values, it is a duplicate. Okay, so I'm just showing it as an example. Now if you see, it is all the duplicate values where the repeated values has been removed and we all have the single values as of now. Okay, no values has been repeated under the middle name. Okay, and the rest of the rows has been deleted, the entire rows. It's not just the one row, the entire rows along with the data which we had, it is removed. So that is why we have only 45 rows now. Okay, so this operation when you're performing, you have to be very careful, because it's just not one column's data or the one column's rows will be deleted, the entire other tables rows also will be deleted. So the rows associated with along with the other, for in the middle name there were other duplicates also, so the rows along with that also got deleted. Okay, so you should be very careful when you're doing the remove duplicates options. Similarly, we have remove nulls. Remove blank rows. Remove blank rows is nothing but removing these null values. So when I click on remove blank rows, okay, what happens? See, you can see there is a null value. Okay, so I mean that is a blank value. So when I click on this, sorry, it's a remove blank, it's not remove null values. Blank is different and null value is different. Okay, so when I click on remove blank rows, it said that it is has been already removed, but there is no blank value as of now. Blank value means it would be like a space, or it would be kind of empty values. Okay, so that values has been removed. So I don't know whether I have any blank values in this data. um Let me check. Okay, or let's do a quick enter data and load it and see. Okay, so I have a column one. Let me name it as test. Let me have a okay. I have a value that is, and I'm just giving a few blanks here. Okay, so let me load this table, table, test blank, and give okay. Okay, so I have this column where I have empty or a blank value. Now, if I click on this and if I click on the remove operation, remove blank rows, see the blank rows between it got deleted. Okay, so this is how the blank rows works. So suppose if you have any blank rows and it has to be deleted, you can just click on it and you can delete it from this operation. Okay, and remove error. Similarly, there would be error in the columns when we are importing due to the data type mismatch error or due to the from the source error itself, the format is coming like that. So at that time, if you wanted to just remove those error runs and just go keep on working on it, so you can just click on the column and you can click on the remove error options. Okay, so this is about the keep rows and remove rows. That is a reduced rows concept. This reduced rows concept is nothing but the horizontal filtering. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So the next concept we have is sorting. What is sorting does? So sorting means you would have seen this even in on Excel where we sort it based on ascending order or descending order, or generally sorting means either we do it sort the data either by ascending order or either by descending order. Correct. So for example, in similar way, let's take this geography key. Okay, if you see here, we have two options. That is, first one is ascending order, that is dot ascending, that is lowest to highest, and next is descending order. So just click on the geography key and click on the ascending. So if I click on ascending, what happens? I got a row applied here. First of all, the function transform data function got applied on the my towards my right side. It said sorted rows. Okay, and I have here the sorting started here. So the values wherever it started from 2, it sorted from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, from the lowest to highest. Okay, suppose if I wanted from the highest to lowest, then just click on sort descending. So my highest was 654, so from 654, 653, 648 it started. Okay, suppose if you wanted to change it here, you can just click on advanced editor and you can change it here itself. So as of now, you can see my keyword got sorted rows, and geography key I'm sorting it, and order dot descending. Suppose if I wanted to change it to ascending, you can just change it here directly instead of doing it, or you can just click on ascending. It will show you the order dot ascending and click on done. So now again it will turn up into ascending. Okay, so this is all about the sorting. Sorting is nothing but the way of arranging the data from whether from lowest to highest or from highest to lowest. Okay. So next we have a split column. Split column is functionality is very important. Okay, it is an important concept to deal with. We will deal with most of the text data types or with the text data format. Split column we will be using most of the with this text. Most of the cases we will be applying on the text column data or the text data. Okay, why do we split column? What is the use case of splitting the column? Yes, we will see one real time scenario like where we would be using split columns functionalities, or why it is used in the general projects when we are working on it. Okay, so what the splitting columns do is, what a splitting column do is it will split the data, the column data. For example, let's take splitting column data. Yeah, let's take this first name. Okay, so we have this first name as an example. We have first name, middle name, and last name. For example, if you consider you have all together as a one single name named as full name. Okay, when you have that column called full name, suppose if you wanted to split that column name, that full name into first name and last name. Okay, at that time what will happen, it will split this column date. So this is my column, right? It will split my column date to the other columns or to the same columns. It might split to, it will split and it will come as a new column towards the right side, or it will split, or it will do the operation or performance on the same column. Okay, that is what split columns does. It will split the column data to the other column or to the same column. Okay, in split column we have again a different types of options. So let's go through what are those options. So this functions, or this one is called as transform. Under transform functions, what are the different types of transform functions? If you see, you can see that replace value, split column, group by, data type change. So all this comes under the transform columns functionalities. Okay, transform functionalities. So now let's see one by one split column functionality. So we have, if we like over on it, we have by delimiter, split column by delimiter, by number of characters, by positions, lower to uppercase, upper to lowercase, by digit to non-digit, and non-digit to digit. So let's see what each one does. So let's take first one, by delimiter. What does by delimiter do? So now I've selected first name. Okay, I have my first name here. And what does the options we have? You can see split the column based on delimiter. Delimiter is nothing but a special characters where you have a comma, where you have a semicolon, space, tab, or you can enter different a custom one. So suppose if you have at the rate, right, you can enter at the rate, or if you have any hyphen or underscore, you can just enter the special characters here, and the data will get splitted accordingly. Okay, so for us here, let's take anything with any data related to the yeah, we have email address where we have a special characters, that is at the rate. Okay, so let me select email address, click on by delimiter. Okay, now what I wanted to see, I didn't do anything, it automatically detected. I didn't enter at the rate here, right? I just clicked on email address and I clicked on split column by delimiter. So automatically it understood that the data is there, and the special by delimiter is nothing but a special characters. And here the special characters, first what is there, it is at the rate. Okay, and we have an hyphen and we have the dot. So you can choose what you want. So it has choose the first one by default, that is at the rate. So it is already giving the at the rate symbol for me. Okay, now I can choose leftmost delimiter, rightmost delimiter, or each occurrence of the delimiter. Okay, I can choose what I want. So if I click on leftmost delimiter, what will happen? Leftmost delimiter, I'm just clicking on leftmost and I'll give okay. Okay, just observe, now we have the full name john24 at adventureworks.com. So what will happen now? Okay, yeah. So what happened now, the leftmost part. So before we had this okay, just a minute, let me take a screenshot and then explain. Okay, so we have the data in this way now, email address. Now I'll apply the split column by delimiter operation, and it's at the rate, and let me select leftmost. Okay, so what happened now, if you see my data here, my data was john24 at adventurousworks.com. What happened, leftmost means from the left starting, it got separated, or it got split. It got split into the other column. So from the left, for this example, we were considering the leftmost, and we were considering the email address, correct? So what happened, it just kept the leftmost. The leftmost was John 24, Eugen 10, Ruben 35, Christy 112. So it kept the leftmost, and the rightmost after the at symbol, it's just kept the leftmost in one column, and whatever is available at the rightmost, it got splitted into the other column. Okay, clear? Any doubts here?
No, fine.
Okay, similar way, even the rightmost functionality also works in similar way, because here we do not have any other characters at the rate here. For example, if I just click on the by delimiter and click on rightmost, so if what will happen is similar way, it will just keep the rightmost after the whatever we have, it got like it got splitted into the other column. Okay, so let's see, let's do one thing. Let's replace one character and see how exactly it will work, because now left and right looked same for us, right? Same, even though it didn't, we didn't feel any what do you say, any difference when we clicked on left and when we clicked on right. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just replace value for an example, just to make the data available for to showing to show the demo. Okay, so I will replace, there is an hyphen here. If you see, we have an hyphen. Instead of hyphen, I'll just add the race symbol only. Okay, and if I give okay, what happens? So I have two at the rate symbol, I mean two special characters in the same email address. Okay, now let's see how it got splitted. Okay, I have this data now. So now I'll be performing split column by delimiter at the left. Okay, now if I click left, what will happen? Any idea in this case?
Yeah, John 24 leftmost means from John 24 will be one column and the rest will be another column.
Yes, absolutely. So if I click on leftmost, so it will start my search from the left part, and it will John 24, as you said, it will be one column and the others will be the other column. Okay, at works.com will be the other column. Similar way, if I click on right, what will happen? Any idea?
Yeah, so the works.com till
Yes.
works.com will be one column and works.com will be a different column.
Yeah. So for example, if I click on right and if I give OK, whatever it's there after the at works.com from the right side, right, it got separated, and John 24 and the other at adventure at whatever we have, it got split into the other columns. Okay, so this is how the by delimiter the functionalities works. For example, for by delimiter, what we have is leftmost, rightmost. This is how it works. And next we have each occurrence of the limiter. Each occurrence of the limiter is nothing but it will be splitted for each occurrence. For example, after each occurrence, it will start display. It will start splitting up. So we have at, so John 24 will be one, adventure will be one, works.com will be one now, because after each occurrence it's getting splitted. So select by delimiter, click on each occurrence and give OK. So I can see now my three columns got splitted. My email address got splitted into three columns. Okay, you can see John 24, adventure and works.com. Okay, so this is all about the splitting by delimiter. Next, and we have many other options. You can just try it out. Okay, you can just try it out many other options, and you can let me know if you have any doubts in the coming sessions. So next, what we have is split by number of characters. Okay, what is split by number of characters? So number of characters means, for example, let's take email address itself, or let's take first name. It would be easy for understanding. Okay, we have first name here. So splitting, how does number of characters happens? So you have to enter the number split after how many characters. Okay, how many split after how many characters you wanted. Okay, so now I wanted after 2 characters. Let me just enter 2 characters, and one same options we have, left, right, and repeatedly. So I'll select left. So what will happen here? It will split my EURUCH will split into one column and the rest into the other columns. Okay, I'll just give OK. Okay, see, JOUURUS, all this first 2 characters got splitted into one column and the rest got splitted into the other column. So this is what split number of characters does. So you can split based on the characters which you have. You can just enter the characters numbers and you can use it. So similarly, the right is also, suppose if I click on right option, and if I enter the last 2, okay, so I want from the right 2. So what will happen? J, U, E, R, everything will come into one column, and O, N, N, E, all will, others will be in the different column. Okay, yeah. So if you see my last 2 letters, that last 2 characters got splitted into one column, and this one got splitted, I mean, the others got splitted into the one different column. Okay, so this is by the number of characters. So next we have is split by position. Okay, split by position. What does split by position will do? So similarly here also we have to enter the same, you can see there is an example, it's prompting out enter the positions. Okay, similarly should also enter the positions here. So what I'll do, I'll give the 2 option here. For the first name, split based on my position and take it 2. So what will happen here? Okay, it got split based on my 2. It removed the data and kept the others. There is one change happened. By chance, did you notice what happened now? How does this got performed?
Yeah, previously the like JO used to be one column and N used to be another column, but here that JO got disappeared. It got
Yes,
removed.
correct. It got disappeared and it got removed. And one more change is like previously when we were doing it, it was splitting up into a different column. So we had
Hmm.
first name dot one, first name dot two, but here it performed on the same column. Okay, so this
Mhm.
column, that is why I said when starting, when I was telling about what the split column does do, it will split the column data to the other column or to the same column. Okay, so this is the same column. So this is, you have on one of the interview questions, so they will ask you like which transform function will split into the same column, which transform function will split into the other functions, to the other columns. Okay, so by position is the transform function which will split into the same column.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay, so that is about split by position. So next we have a similar way. Next functions what we have is bind. Okay, let me remove this replaced value for the. Okay, next we have is by lowercase to uppercase and by uppercase to lowercase. Okay, so let's what is uppercase to lowercase? As the name suggests, it will be converted from capital letters to smaller, when small to capital. Okay, that is uppercase to lower, lower to upper. Okay, so let's see now. First I have this column. I want from upper, I don't have anything with respect to uppercase or lowercase now. So just let's see, I'll just try to convert. Okay, we have this middle name. Okay, let's consider this middle name. We have this in uppercase, correct? So this one I wanted to convert from by uppercase to lowercase. So what will happen? Okay, it didn't happen anything. Just a minute. Let's take an example. Okay, let's take an first name itself by uppercase to lowercase. Okay, so if you see the first letters is everything is uppercase. So what will happen in this case is split column by uppercase to lowercase. Okay, so you can see now the first letter only we had the starting point as uppercase. So from uppercase, whatever the rest was there, it got splitted. Okay, clear? From starting the uppercase, whatever we had, it got splitted, and the rest uppercase is in one column. Yes, Arpita, you have any doubt?
Can you please undo that and do it once again?
Okay, so my data is like this now. First name. Okay, my data is okay. So just consider my data is like this. So J is capital here, E is capital, R is capital. Okay. So now
Okay.
what I do, I just split on column by uppercase to lowercase.
It
Okay.
it asks that which letter you need to change to uppercase to lowercase, or the position of
No, it
it
didn't
by
ask. No, there
by
is no
default it
position
will.
by
Oh,
default. Yes, there is no position entering. So in the column, right, in the selected column, if there is
mm,
any capital letters, by each capital letters, it will start splitting up. So as of now, in the first name, I have only one capital letter. So that is why it
oh,
got still splitting up.
okay.
So if, for example, let's take let me search whether we have anything with respect to two of the capital letters in one way. Uh, yeah, I have this
Mm,
one, the address
okay,
line.
I got
So
it.
let's
I
take
agree.
address line. Yeah, let's see for the address line. So I'll just click on split column by uppercase to lowercase.
Mm,
Okay. Now if you see, it got splitted. So we had this like N space road R space C. After it got
mm,
splitted into this way.
okay.
Okay. So capital letter, that is my uppercase would be the starting points for splitting up.
For splitting, yeah. Okay, okay. Got it.
Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah.
similar way we have for the lowercase, where we have the like starting point would be, yeah, starting point would be the just let me take that example, first name or last name. Yeah, first name. So splitting up for my lowercase would be the starting point for the splitting up. So in this case, there is no layer K. Okay, let me take the address in itself. Or yeah, let me try with this. Okay. So by uppercase to lowercase, now by lowercase to uppercase. So lowercase to uppercase, if you see, we have here by lowercase values, okay, and we have the uppercase value. So now if I split on lowercase to uppercase, so it got splitted further, okay. So it got splitted further. Maybe the data is not shown properly here. Yeah,
Mm,
if I have a data, but since I have null values, it's showing here. So if you see from lowercase, what and all it was there, it got deleted and only the uppercase got recorded. So I'm just showing you under the address line here because yeah, I'll just select for few. Okay, so you can notice here from lowercase to uppercase. So wherever the lowercase was there, it got displayed in. You can see this entire column 1.2.1 is a complete lowercase and uppercase got splitted based on that.
okay.
Okay. Yeah, so that's about the splitting up columns by uppercase to lowercase and lowercase to uppercase. Next we have is by digit to non-digit and by non-digit to digit. So digit to non-digit is, for example, okay, let's consider this key. We have digit to non-digit. We have a combination of both alphabets, digit and non-digit, right? So what will happen here is if I give split column by digit to non-digit or non-digit to digit. So if I click on non-digit and digit, so my non-digit will become one column and my digits will become one column. So similar way, the other way. Okay, by digit to non-digit. Okay, do it.
Same will happen, right?
Yes, same will happen here.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay, so similar operations can be performed. So these are the different way we have. Okay, so this is about the split column. So in real case, where would be using it? So in real case, where we will be using it, these operations or these kind of functions.
Hi, Banu. Sorry for the interruption.
Yes, please.
Yeah. See, I am after completing this course, I am looking certification also. Would you help, or I need to look some other institute? I mean, like online certification I have to do. Will you support?
Certification for Power BI, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be giving you the complete training materials, what would be there, and I'll providing you the links. Like you can just go through that, and you can just get prepared, and you can you will be able to clear the certification.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Banu.
so I'll be
Thank you.
sharing you the few
Okay.
dumps where a similar sample pattern will be there, and along with that, few of the links or where you can go and see the real content, and you can go through that.
Okay. Do you know any certification institutes, or how it is?
Certificate that you can talk to management actually, even I'm not sure, but
Okay.
what I'm saying is, like, for the certification, this course is enough. You can have this course, and you can, along with that, you can just go through the links or the which one, which what do you say, the for PDFs which I send, the sample
Okay.
dumps and all. If you just go through, then that is more than enough.
Okay. Thank you. I am just leaving one. My office time is. I'm
Yeah,
running
sure.
very good. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're sharing this video, no? After that.
Yes, sure.
Okay.
You can just
Thank you.
check with the management. Okay.
Okay. Sure. No issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So Rohit, I just saw your text here. You just asked me a question like, can we use mQuery to sort specific column by either ascending or descending order? Yes, we can use it. I guess we already saw that option, right? We just went to advanced editor and we saw whether, okay, let me just show you once more. It's clear now. Okay, thank you. Okay, so yeah, split column, we finish all of these operations. So the next concept what we have, right, we have the group by function. So group by function is a kind of a like a very important question. It's just not on the Power BI end, but also on the BI world. Either you take it SQL or you take any other function functional tool. Okay. Yes, PL300 is the Power BI exam for the Power BI certification. Before it was DL100. Now the DL100 is combined together and it is PL300. So PL300 is the Power BI for the Power BI certification. Yeah. So yeah, this group by function which I was talking about, this group by function is a very important concept where we will be performing and looking into the data. Okay, and similarly we have the other concept that is which we have is, just a minute. Okay, so which we have the other functions, that is a data type, the data type function, which is very important concept, very important concept, because most of the Power BI errors what you get in your daily life is would be based on the data type. So we would be not knowing that okay, this is the cause or why is this problem is causing, but it will be causing indirectly because of this data type. Okay, so we will check on these concepts in the coming class. So tomorrow we do not have class at Saturday, so we'll check from Monday. So we'll go through by group by function, then the data type concept, and we will check on it. Okay, any questions for today's session? So today's session is we can wind up. So next coming class we will look into the group by, we'll see the functions of we will see the what are the different scenarios we have for group by, and for data type scenarios we'll see what kind of data type errors we will get in Power BI, and how do we deal with those errors. We'll look into it, and this replace value concepts, all this we will be seeing in the coming session. Okay, and I also was talking about split column. Where do we use in a real case scenario? Okay, in real case scenario is one of the example would be, suppose you have this email ID, right? So most of the sessions, so if you go to the most of the projects, or most of the companies, organizations, you will have a username and password given. So how that username and password usually it will be, so even if your banking passwords, if you take, you will have a username. I mean, if even if you take any account, social media account, anything, you will have a username and password. So how does the username and password will be there? So it will be like Banu 2244, Banu 3, or Arpita, or Rohit 2100. So this would be our username, right? How does it basically, they'll split it and give you the username is based on your email ID. Okay, so let me just clearly quickly go. Okay, so if I see your email address, okay, yeah, if I see your email address, we have John 24, you get 10, and after that is a domain at the rate of the domain ID. What we have is, but usually this will be the username, the first letters before the at the rate symbol. So here they will be using the delimiter by splitting the column into delimiters and making that columns as a username, and the password, associated password will be provided. Okay, so this is one of the real case uses. So, and also in one of the cases there would be addresses. So here I don't think we have anything related to the address. Okay, so in general, here the address is clear, it's very clear. But in general, what happens, right, when you load connect to the real-time projects, the description, okay, let's take a product description. So when you click on product description, right, it will be in this format and all. So this is a product of brand something, all this words will be there like this, and it will be enclosed in this way. So at that time you will be using this concept, the split the column by delimiter, and you will be removing this brackets, this forward slash or the backslash, you'll be removing in this way, and you'll split the product description into a different columns. Okay, so this is one of the two of the examples in real world where you'll be performing this split by column operations. Okay, yes, so that is all about today's class. I just saw one of the questions. Okay, Rohit, I missed your question. I guess what was your okay, Arpita, what is the certification you told? Certification is once the Power BI is completed, Arpita. So you see, if you generally go and attend interviews, right? They say, "Are you a certified Power BI developer?" Okay, so they will ask this question. So based on this Power BI, what you understand, there is a certification where from the Microsoft. It's called PL 300 Microsoft Power BI Data Analyst. Okay, you can just take that exam. Yeah, just a minute. Let me show you that. PL 300, yes. Okay.
Okay.
See, if you see it as a Microsoft, from the Microsoft itself, it has exam PL 300 Microsoft Power BI Data Analyst. Okay, so this is the exam, and passing score is 700. So passing score should be 700, the minimum criteria to get the exam passed. And you can watch, there is a exam preparation videos and the study guide from the Microsoft. And you have the sandbox experience where you can go and explain. So this cost around 5,500 including the tax. Okay, so yeah, let me show you. It is 4,800 with inclusive of everything tax. It will come around 5,500 or 200. I'm not sure. It's within 5,500. Just keep it in that way. So this is PL 300. So you can schedule your exam once you feel that you're okay and you're comfortable to take the exam. You can schedule the exam, okay, and finish. You can finish the exams and you can schedule it, and you can also prepare. There is a tools, or there is a different learning paths from the Microsoft itself, where it is most of the questions or most of the topics would be covered from here. Okay, if you are prepared with this and if you are okay with this, then you can really go for exam. You can schedule it and you can it's an online exam again, where your camera will be on, and you will have like around 1 hour 40 minutes, 20 to 40 minutes, and you have to appear before 30 minutes of the exam. So it was almost just keep it around 2 hours of exam. It was in on video. Video will be always on, and there will be an invigilator who will be looking into you when you're doing onto the when you're giving an exam. Okay, so once the exam is done, immediately the results will be issued, and you will get a certification from them. And it has a 2 years of validity. The certification has a 2 years of a validity, where you can use it you can start applying for interview, and you can also, you'll be a certified Power BI data analyst from that. Okay.
So is it
um
like multiple choice, or they will ask me to
it's a
build the model?
multiple
Oh,
choice. Okay,
okay.
it's a multiple choice. So you can see, you can go through the concepts here, like how the skill is measured. So prepare the data. Prepare the data is nothing but what we are looking into right now, the
Mm.
transform data, how we are working. The model, the data is, which we will be seeing in the coming next class. Visual and analyze the data is nothing but a chart. How do you build? How do you create the measures? How do you create columns? All these concepts. Deploy and maintenance, this is a 20 to 25 percentage of questions will be deploy and maintenance. This is after the Power BI report is built, how do we deploy it to the service, what are the maintenance activity we have. So this comes under the topics under deploy and maintenance.
And
Okay,
DAX
so
is coming under that model the data, right?
model the data, yes. DAX is
Yeah.
coming under the model the data. M query
Mm.
is coming under the prepare the data.
Okay.
Okay.
So I know one
Yeah.
question, like when you say inquiry, so as I asked you yesterday also, so I we will get to know from the advanced editor, but like we need to write the DAX query. Is there any like kind of situation will be there that we need to write that kind of entire query in real world, or the simple modification, like something has to be added in the advanced through the advanced editor, like that?
Yeah, so from the scratch, it is not need to write, Arpita. Still now, the projects which and all I have been worked, I have never written from the scratch. Okay, I have done the changes. I'm not saying I've never opened advanced editor and I'm not worked at all. I have done. I have opened it on advanced editor. I've gone and written a few of the queries based on maybe increasing the runtime, increasing the time, like running time for that particular table, and modifying, optimizing it, like adding columns or changing the table names, changing the source over there. So those kind of things even I have done, but it's not required. You have to that you should know the from you should know, okay, this is a syntax, this is a thing. Okay, it's not necessary you have to like sit and write the code from the start and you have to work. That kind of situation is not there, because most of the functions is available on the transform editor only, we saw, right? So we will keep on start applying on those changes and we will work on it.
Mm. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So okay, Rohit, your question is, will there be a dataset files available to practice Power BI features? Dataset files, yes, Rohit, I said that the one is sample superstore data, and also the adventurous work, which we are working on it now. So you can start, we will be, the entire exercises or the assignments will start next week. Okay, I'll be giving you the assignment where you'll be like working on it and come back the next day and like I'll give a small demonstrate how did you do and all those stuff, just to make sure that how well you understood. Okay, and it will all be like based on the adventurous work. So if you just check on the second day class installation of the files, if you just check, there will be the installation links where we have checked, and also I can just give you the installation files where what and all should be installed, and you can just go through that. Okay, that is one thing. Just a minute, let me see whether I have those links. Yeah, so this is the dataset file, that is adventurous.bak file which we have installed. So please check on this. Okay, I'll just put it under the chat window for you. Okay, are there any chance of getting voucher of the exam? That need to check with the management, Rohit. For from here to get a voucher of the exam, I'm not sure, but yeah, definitely if you are working in any of the companies, right? Most of the companies will have that offer, like where you can reimburse it later once you clear the exam, or they will give you an voucher. But here, I'm not sure. You have to check with the management. So please check with the management whether there is any discount voucher for the exam. Okay. Yeah. So that's about the questions. Um, is there any other questions?
No, thank you.
Okay, fine then. So let's end this session today and let's catch up on Monday. Um, okay, bye guys. Thank you for the class and have a good weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.